Well, we're back for 2022. It is Softball SA Premier League action on magnificent Gala lands in the Adelaide Plains region. Top of the table, West Torrens is going to kick things off for 2022 against 6th place Glenelg Rebels. Both teams had a win in their last start. James Harris here, and alongside me is Maddie Cameron and Lee Hull. Welcome back for 2022.
Hello, thank you.
Hi, James, and good afternoon, everyone. Great to be back on deck.
Well, a little different for us with our COVID restrictions, but we're okay. We're up and running. We've got a ball game to play today. It's Premier League. There's 3 games today, but only one being broadcast. But next week, it is a mega softball marathon starting Friday night, going all the way through to Saturday afternoon with a doubleheader as well. So 4 games next weekend. Looking forward to that. Midweek action starts this week as well. So all happening here in the Premier League. Let's get to this game today. West Torrens Eagles sitting top of the table, tied on points with your team, Maddie, the Sturt Falcons on 24 points,
yes.
And they go up against the Glenelg Rebels. In their last start, the Rebels beat Walkerville 6-5. It was a terrific game. We covered it on Spacequake Sports. Any thoughts, Lee?
My thoughts are it's going to be an interesting game here. Harper Bridley pitching a game for the Eagles. Gives Steph a rest, and she'll bat in the DP position just so that they can take that. But this West Torrens side looks a really strong side, and I like Amber Hood at second and Carly Allen catching. That's my own pick.
Over to you, Maddie.
Yeah, look, we saw Harper Bridley. She pitched a great game last season, well, last half of the season. So looking forward to seeing her again. I think she's a strong competitor coming through, but we also have Jade on the other hand, who last half of the season pitched 100 strikeouts, so she's definitely a great addition to the Glenelg Rebels.
Well,
yeah.
You're cutting her short a bit there. 113
Sorry.
strikeouts, leading the league alongside of Georgia Hood, who's no longer with us. You've got a stat on Georgia. We'll get to that a little bit later. But you mentioned Harper Bridley there. She is on screen, hailing from Port Pirie. We've seen some absolute talent from Port Pirie in the Premier League over the last few seasons. But she's started 4 games. She's got 3 wins and a loss, pitching 23 innings. And an ERA of 2.13, so not too shabby for the teenager.
Yeah, and having that back up by an excellent side by West Torrens is handy. So they're right
Lee,
behind Harper.
We've got a guest almost standing in front of us here. It's Brett Tyler, the plate umpire. Great to see him back in South Australia and umpiring some games. He played in the Senior State Championships on the weekend, by the way. You want to take us around the umpires thanks to MK Services SA?
I certainly will, James. It's Brett Tyler, as you mentioned, on plate. At first base, it's Michael the Flex Bendall. And at third base, it's Steve Wallace-Yarrow.
Now, this is the 5th time these 2 teams have played this season. Maddie, have you got the results for them?
Yep, so West Torrens winning all 4. So we had 11-2, 11-0, 4-0 and 9-0. So I think the Rebels will be looking for a bit of an upset, and that is a run differential of 35-2. So
dominant from the West Torrens team, but we did see one of those games was 4-0, you mentioned, Maddie, and that just shows how much improvement the Rebels have had over the course of the season, Lee.
Yes, certainly does, and we're looking for another repeat performance from the girls in the blue and white today.
Well, to get them underway is their leadoff hitter, the ever-reliable Bree McGee. She plays first base for the Rebels. Harper Bridley to pitch the first one of the game. It's low for a ball.
like you said, perfect conditions today. We've seen a bit of humidity during the week, so it's nice to have nice dry heat again.
Good playing conditions.
That one's in there for a called strike. It's a formidable West Torrens lineup that they have today, and we'll get Lee to take us around the diamond, perhaps in between batters if you can for us, Lee. But at the moment, here's Harper Bridley to McGee, a pop-up to second base, and Amber Hood takes the catch for the first out.
Around the diamond, it's first base Kelsey Nucky, Amber Hood's at second, Sophie Hall at third, Lana Kaiser at shortstop, and the outfield from left to right, Brodie Borovnik, Danny Backsky and Jackie Bill. Steph Trzynski's batting as the DP for the pitcher, Harper Bridley, and her catcher will be Carly Allen.
Yeah, so we'll see Steph throughout the game. This is the two-hitter for Glenelg Rebels, Caitlyn Carroll. Actually had a pretty good first half of the season, hitting 231 amongst the top 3 hitters for the side for the Rebels.
Also quite a speedy player around the bases.
A repeat of the first batter, pop up to second base. Amber Hood making up some ground. 2 relatively easy catches for her to start off 2022, and there's 2 quick outs. Here's Courtney Shepard on screen. Is one of the league team leaders for the Rebels in batting averages, hitting 239, and it's been a breakout season for her, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. She was, when we had the Summer Slam, she was a teammate of mine in the first round. And yeah, she's a great up-and-coming player and a good little one for Glenelg.
Yeah, her contribution's been 11 hits on the season, and that's well above the league average.
I tell you what, Harper Bridley's impressive, isn't she? She's got the size, the shape for a pitcher, the long levers. She's got a big future.
She does. Her and Jackie Beale, I feel, are quite similar in stature.
Yeah, they are. They are. Good point.
Oh, for a ball, and just has to negotiate the pitching plate. We've got something new coming for the pitching plates coming soon. No need to get too excited about it just yet, but hopefully we can get rid of that mat sooner rather than later. But anyway, it's same for both teams, so there's no disadvantage for anyone. One's low for a ball as well. And Carly Allen, the veteran, will call timeout. Just have a word with her young pitcher.
And that's what you need when you're a young up-and-coming pitcher, don't you? Somebody with the experience that Carly's got. She's caught some really good pitches in her time, Carly.
Yeah, she's a smart catcher, so it's important to have that good relationship as a pitcher-catcher combo.
Just saw Lana Kaiser standing with Harper. Dead ball as she fouls it into a leg. Lana was over there as well, just to give a little bit more encouragement. Great team leader for the Eagles, but she's been out in the sun this summer. That tan she's got is just popping, I can see. It's
unsure if it's an overnight. There might have been some sun through the windows.
Base on balls for Courtney Shepard, and she's the catcher, so a catcher speed up will bring in the speedy Caitlyn Carroll as the courtesy runner, and that's the first runner aboard for 2022. Maddie, we played state championships last weekend.
Yeah, not the best conditions, I heard. So, but they stuck it out, and we saw the Hills for the men's. They took that one out, and the Adelaide team took the women's comp out against, was that?
CDSA. Yeah, it was a terrific spirit the games were played in, considering the weather. That one's a called strike. And behind the count, that's Megan Wheatley. But, well done. Testament to all the teams and officials that made sure that the event was played through the wet conditions.
Nice to see coming together as associations. And
change up from Bridley. Gee, it almost went in reverse.
Wow.
And
that's a tough one.
Got Megan Wheatley swinging. First strikeout of the game, and that'll do it for the Rebels in the top of the first inning. Yeah, classy start from Harper Bridley. There's the leading team's replay, Kelsey Nucky, just to make sure that the out was made, because I think it bounced just before it got to the pitcher. Good start.
Yeah, great start
for Bridley, and Lee, you said that she's got the size and the shape and the levers, and she'll be hoping to get amongst it in nationals. Should they go ahead, hopefully this season, and she'll be one of the star players for the SA under 16 side.
She's going to keep improving for sure.
Talking about softball international, Georgia Hood played her first game for Pensacola State So she left earlier on in the year, and in her first game, she hit 3 for 3, and that is 3 doubles. So that's an amazing achievement for her in the NJCAA competition in America.
Maddie. Got that out very well. Also 8 RBIs, believe it or not. It was a massive win for the team, and she's got some Aussie teammates as well in that side as well. So hopefully she's feeling at home. She's only just arrived, so with any luck, she'll continue that success throughout. No doubt she will. She's one of the best players that we've got in this competition, and Hills will miss her, but we'll keep tabs on her and see how she progresses. I don't think after a performance like that it'll be too long before a Div 1 college comes knocking on the door.
Yeah, no, she'll have no issues there. A great picture. Hopefully they get to see that as well.
Yeah. Lee, if we can, we'll quickly get you to take us around the Glenelg Diamond.
Thank you. First base, Bree McGee. Laura Helbig's at second. Gemma Cochran at third. Megan Wheatley short. The outfield from left to right, Caitlyn Michaels, our visitor again from New South. Caitlin Carroll and Sophie Walker. They have no designated player.
Lee, I've been told that Caitlyn's parents are watching. She plays in the Penrith League in New South Wales, and she's got a twin sister as well. So hello to the Michaels family watching in New South Wales.
Yeah, she's had one turn here. She pitched that particular game, and she's back out there at left field. So interesting to see how she goes. We wish her well.
Now, we saw at the end of last season, Glenelg had a pretty close, exciting win against Walkerville to 6-5.
It was an exciting game, wasn't it? Yep.
Yeah, we broadcast that game right here on Space Quake Sports, so it was terrific end to the first half of the season for the Rebels. Struggled a little bit early, but you know, their fight throughout the course of the season. They had an upset win against the Hills Heat in round 6, and then we're putting up some good scores even against the top of the table teams. 4-1 against Sturt, 4-0 against West Torrens, but very highly competitive. Amber Hood leading things off for West Torrens. She gets a rare walk from Jade Peterson. We mentioned 113 strikeouts. There's not many walks to go along with that. As I've lost my stat sheet, she's only thrown the 21 walks for the season. So it's a good ratio, isn't it, Lee? There's probably more than 5 strikeouts per walk going there.
But I think Amber gets normally quite a few walks. Yeah,
Amber's such a reliable hitter. She's got 9 walks on the season for her team, leading the team, and she's also got 6 stolen bases as well. So pretty speedy once she does get on.
Already an asset for the Eagles team, isn't she? And she had a great player to replace in Jordan Harris.
Swinging a miss at Lana Kaiser. It might have been a hit and run as Amber Hood stands up at second base on the attempt from Courtney Shepard.
We add 1 more to the stolen base stat for Amber.
Yeah, so she 10 walks and 7 stolen base on the season for Amber. So
that's what you need from your leadoff, getting on a big percentage of the time.
Kaiser, it's a pop-up, but there's trouble here. They should let this go and hope that it goes foul, but it stays fair. Can you believe that? Amber Hood takes 2 bases, or tried to take 2 bases, and as she was watching the Rebels see if it was going to go foul, she just got caught short as it rolled to the plate. Let's have a look at the leading team's replay.
How interesting was
Unlucky.
that?
And what would have been a routine out, a pop-up fly ball to the infield. Lana Kaiser gets to second, untouched that ball. So
the 3 infielders did not pick it up straight away.
Nobody
went for it.
Might just check with our magnificent scoring team that we've got here at Softball SA. Got Jules and Lindy here and see how they scored that, if it was a double. Infield single. Infield single for Kaiser, so let's give her a single to first base. And then a stolen base on the throw. So for those scoring at home, we've got 2 runners in scoring position for the Eagles, and here's their big hitter, Sophie Hoyle.
just a little bit high, isn't she, with the pictures here,
Yeah.
Jade?
Yeah.
Well, first game back, I mean,
Yeah.
you don't expect everyone to be throwing strikeouts.
No, that's true.
But they do seem to be quick, though.
Yep.
It's the danger with the Eagles, though. They put pressure on early, and they're very hard to compete with once they get those runners on and they get them in scoring positions.
They get their confidence up, don't they?
Yeah, and you know, Hoyle, we saw, had a really good start to the season last year, so let's hope she continues that.
Yeah, 333 average, that's high as well, but the count's full. Yeah, 333 average for Hoyle, but 17 RBI. She's team leader alongside Steph Trzynski, who's on deck with 17. Swing and a foul tip, so she'll stay alive.
Pretty good position for West Torrens to have 2 runners in scoring position and the 2 best hitters in the league and in their team up to bat. So the pressure is on the Rebels to start.
A little bit of a breeze as well. I don't think you can tell from the screen. Great pitching from Peterson. Lee, she was going high and high and high, so it looked like a bit of a plan on Hoyle, and then low for the strikeout pitch.
She has a following wind behind her today, James, and it's probably going to add to the height of the ball, I'd say. It's going to be hard to throw drops into it.
Steph Trzynski at 405 average. Yeah, Lee, normally the wind either pushes across the pitching here and towards left field.
Yep.
And on occasion, it can go the opposite direction, perhaps from third base to first base. But today, it feels like it's going directly into the batter.
And it never ceases to amaze me why pitchers, when they warm up prior to the game, don't pitch in the direction they're going to pitch in the game, because it's entirely different warming up here to playing there.
Good
great
outside
I know
edge.
you've got to find the room to do it, but it's just a little bugbear of mine.
Jade really working that outside pitch, which looks like it's working at the moment.
You can't give this girl anything to hit because she'll hit it really hard. Or not.
Stays with the outside edge, a strikeout looking, and Peterson with 2 runners in scoring position, second and third, has struck out hitters 3 and 4. No reprieve, because here comes the 5 hitter. It's Kelsey Nucky for the Eagles.
This is Jade all over, isn't it? You know.
That is huge. 2 huge outs.
2 huge batters, aren't they? And suddenly she sits Kelsey down now. They'll have a lot of confidence, the Rebels, correction.
Well, Peterson just picking up where she left off last year.
Yeah.
Another 2 strikeouts, 115 for the season.
And she's a pitcher. Looks like she can go all day. You know.
Yes.
Another hour's time, she'll still be going. Same rhythm.
Yeah, she's incredible as a pitcher. And she's got 2 beautiful boys as well. So she's had them come back, and it feels like nothing's changed.
No.
Hard hit from Nucky, goes straight into the glove of Gemma Cochran, checks the hand, so it might have stung a little bit, but she's made the good throw over to first base to complete the out, and that is out number 3 for the inning. So West Torrens threaten.
Well, that's a get out for them, isn't it?
That
the
is
Rebels, for sure.
hard hit as we
Yep.
have a look.
First 2 on, you'd expect to get a run or 2.
Yeah, leading teams replay shows the great play from Gemma Cochran. And, well, that was how West Torrens started the beginning of the season back in October last year. They were having trouble scoring runners in, and again, with 2 runners in scoring position, they went 0 for 3 with their 3, 4 and 5 hitters. So a little bit of work to do for the Eagles yet again, but they did come back and finish that first half of the season. I've got the team batting averages here with a 335 batting average with runners in scoring position. So maybe they just need to be aware of it just again, and no doubt we'll see the top of the table Eagles hitting those runners in come the back half of this season.
Yes, I think they're just warming to it, and then we might see in the next couple of innings, fire might come out.
Now, I mentioned earlier that we've got a big weekend of softball coming up next week right here on Spacequake Sports. We'll be covering 4 games, 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday. 3 of them are Premier League games. And one of our guests will be Mel McGee because it's Pride Round. It was her idea. It was her initiative alongside her club, West Torrens, and she's going to be a guest commentator for us at 2 p.m., the 2 p.m. game next week for Pride Round. But it's a 600th club game for West Torrens today. So well done. Congratulations to Mel McGee. We'll speak to her next week. Now, in the batter's box, we've got the New South Wales player, Caitlyn Michaels, has a big swing and a miss at this one. Lee, you mentioned earlier that she had come over for a game last season, and I think the intention was that she would be the pitcher for this team before they signed Jade Peterson, before Seacombe Tigers folded their A-grade side. So thankfully they got Jade because the borders started to close a little bit. Great pitching from Harper Bridley, a strikeout. So we welcome Caitlyn. It's Harper didn't give her a very warm welcome, but and a second strikeout for Harper Bridley. Jade Peterson now up to bat. She goes aggressively at the first one.
Jade's another player that, as a pitcher, she can just come in and be a bit clutch with the bat.
Yeah, 7 hits for the season. It's not a part of her game that is of note. We probably would just know her for her pitching dominance and how she can spin the ball and high strikeout count. But yeah, 7 hits on the season and pretty impressive. She's up in the top 5 for her team in batting averages.
Yeah, I think across the board we see the pitchers in that top 5 for each team,
contributing,
which is pretty cool. I think it's just pitcher brain. I think they just get in there and they just swing hard.
Swing hard
Where
and
everyone else,
hope for the best.
Just overthink.
Yeah, that's it.
Gets a good piece of this one. Baskai gets under it and takes a comfortable catch, but a nice piece of the ball from Peterson. Showing the way for her teammates. And 2 quick outs. Gemma Cochran now, she in the hot corner, third base for the Rebels, made the last play of that bottom of the first inning.
Great play. I wouldn't want to be in that corner. I think it's just a bit too close.
We know that in your early days in the A grade for Sturt, you were playing second base a fair bit, weren't you? Played a little bit of shortstop as well from time to time. So
yes,
capable infielder, but also known as probably the best outfielder in the competition.
Well, I have no comment on that.
Lee, I think the number 1 was the first base didn't want me there because I'd just throw it too hard from second base.
Yes, yes, I saw that at 19s. We did talk about that, you remember?
Yes.
Didn't I? And I said, there's a different way you throw it from that distance.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you've got a strong arm, powerful arm, the most powerful arm in this competition.
Thank you, Lee.
Why would you not want that? But you've got to find a position to play, and I think you found one.
Yes, no, I do love the outfield.
Yeah.
And for anyone that thinks outfield's just a position,
it's not a backstop
just as
position. No,
important.
it's not.
Yeah.
No. You've got to be able to run. You've got to be able to have good judgment. And you've got to have an arm.
High for a ball. Good turn at bat from Cochrane. So 2-out walk for the second time in this game for the Rebels.
Laura can hit the ball hard.
Yeah, Laura Helbig's the new
now.
hitter. Playing second base today. We've seen her over a couple of infield positions so far this season, in and out of this A-grade team.
It's a good pitch, isn't it?
It is.
Good control. She's not flustered at all. It's just rhythmic, isn't it, as she goes about it.
She looks very relaxed out there, which is nice.
And with a team like that, a field like that behind you, why wouldn't you be?
Yeah, Lana's a good support system out there. She's always
Hasn't
to
she
keep
taken
you
the
calm.
shortstop like a duck to water, Lana?
She has. Yeah.
My word. Give Sophie the chance to play at third. Sophie's very good at third. It's probably her best position, in my opinion.
Oh, that change-up
Yeah.
from Harper Bridley is a weapon today. She's got a little bit more control over it than what we've seen in past games, and I think importantly lower in the zone. So the batters can't do too much damage if they do get a hold of it, but no one's been able to touch it yet. Third strikeout of the game for Bridley, and that is the third out for the Rebels' second inning.
Bottom half of the lineup for the Eagles.
Yeah, they'll come in at batter 6, 7, 8, and Brodie Borovnik has earned her way into that starting spot. She's hitting 267 for the season so far, but only played the 7 games, so good to see her getting another opportunity.
Yeah, I think Brodie Borovnik is the definition of clutch. She normally comes in that position, and she's good to score runs. In that 7 games that she's played, she scored, I think, three. She's got 3 RBIs.
Yep. And she can hit a long ball too.
Yes. So
A top-class lacrosse player, so she's got strength.
That's a very good pickup, Maddie. 429 batting average with runners in scoring position.
Yeah.
So hitting 267 with no runners in scoring position, up to 429 with
Yeah.
runners in scoring position.
playing against Brodie, we never underestimate her with runners on. It's, yeah, definitely
And some
scary
batters are
thing.
like that. Some batters are really good at that situation, aren't they? You know, Karen Dale comes to mind. You put runners on, Karen Dale always comes up with a hit, or had come up with a hit.
And like I always say, West Torrens are pretty consistent from 1 to 9, so that's what makes them such a good team and such a hard
Dangerous,
team to beat.
Deep in the batter's box as well for Borovnik. I like that.
That
I
was
like
a
batter
really
that
good
uses,
pitch, that one, wasn't it?
like a batter that uses the full batter's box, and
Yeah.
particularly on a pitcher like Peterson, who can make the ball move a little bit, but
And a tall girl like Brodie find it hard to get down with that low one.
Yeah, Jade's also got that rise ball that often you want to sit back in the box to see that rise before, otherwise it can definitely trick you into having a good swing at it.
Can't go down looking at that.
change up from Peterson. Strikeout number 3. 2 of them caught looking.
Bit of a change-up game. I like it.
Here's Danny Baskai.
If that's the case, I'll throw a few to you sometime when I'm pitching to you, Maddie.
Not a bad idea.
She's settling well, Danny, hasn't she? Back Sky.
Yeah, third in the team averages. Lee, 375 on the season so far.
Yeah, very good point.
Pop up. Trouble. Picked it up right at the last minute there, Shepard. See that? She adjusted her glove just as the ball was about to cross her range, and she took a good catch in the end for 2 quick outs.
Yeah, that 2 o'clock sun is a bit of an issue sometimes.
It's the leading team's replay. You saw her searching for it. She was looking left and right and up and down and took a good catch. Yeah, the 2 p.m. time slot's difficult here at West Beach, and we've seen a fair few pop-ups, particularly to the right side of the diamond, cause a bit of strife for the defensive team.
Carly Allen, another clutch hitter.
Jammed. Cochrane from third will fire it across to first for the third out. So 1-2-3 inning for the Rebels, and after 2 complete, it's tied. It's 0-0, so game on our hands. Don't go too far away. 0-0. Well, the scorecard looks almost identical to the last 3 batters of that bottom of the first inning. 2 strikeouts and a ground out to third base. So after 2 batters got on for West Torrens, it's been all defense for the Rebels, and it's right behind that pitching performance of Jade Peterson. 3 strikeouts. in the first 2 innings, and seems to be troubling a couple of the batters as well, because only Amber Hood got on from a walk. Everyone else has either mishit or gone down swinging.
Yep. Not a lot of base runners so far.
No.
Well, top of the third, we're not too far into the game, only 25 minutes in, and we'll see. I just flipped the scorecard over a bit too often. The 9 hitter, it's Sophie Walker, is the 9 hitter for the Rebels. She was a last-minute replacement.
Yes. Yep. Sophie Walker actually used to play for the Sturt Falcons in her early days, and it's great to see her back playing, even though it's in a different uniform.
Yeah.
But good to see her back out.
That's what we need, people coming back and playing.
Yes, I think people that leave, they watch the live streams and they miss it. So
Get itchy
sometimes
feet,
we
don't
see some old faces.
Yep.
And you know what? Like, softball's a sport where you get welcomed back with open arms. And if you're not interested in playing in this Premier League and you just want to play it for social reasons with your friends or whatever, we get a great competition of B, C, D grade, as well as all junior age groups as well. But not only that, 10 associations across the state. So yeah, check out the website and find your local club, and softball's a game for all. And we've got a senior citizen with us commentating. We've got a couple of veterans umpiring, and there's scoring positions as well. So every team needs someone to help out. So if you're not playing, you can help out.
And a lot of people speak to me about it and they say, you're still here, and we talk about things, and the same answer comes up. It gets in your blood, you love it, and it doesn't matter how old you get or what your other interests are, you can't get it out of your system.
No, you're right, Lee. It's an absolute community, and most of my greatest friends are made through sport, especially softball. So without softball, I'm not sure.
Yep.
Be friendless.
We can't have that, Maddie.
No. But no, it's a great sport.
Just jams her up on an inside pitch there. Tough to hit the inside ones, Maddie, do you reckon?
Yeah, well, it really depends on what the pitch is throwing. If they're on the outside, if they're working the outside, they may throw that sort of random inside pitch. So, I mean, I don't mind an inside pitch, but...
Strike out, swinging, Walcott goes down. So it is a pitcher's duel at the moment. Young Harper Bridley just battling away for the Eagles versus the veteran Peterson. We go back around to the top of the order. Here's Bree McGee. Great idea, something different. McGee puts it down and just a step away from beating that one out. Good defense from the Eagles. That's Amber Hood covering first base for the second out. Leading team's replay. Talk us through it here, Maddie.
Smart move just to bring out that bunt. We haven't seen a bunt, I don't think, this game. So good to see Glenelg trying something.
Placed it pretty well as well, Lee, in between third and the pitches.
Gave yourself every chance, and it was just a bang-bang play, wasn't it?
Carroll jammed up just out of reach of Hoyle in foul territory. Yeah, good placement, because if the pitcher is going for the ball, third base comes across, you know, you could cause some chaos in there at some point.
Yeah.
Marvellous what happens if you put the ball on the deck. Sometimes it's just the thing you need to do.
All you need to do, yeah.
I did see Trzynski rolling the arm over in the bullpen for the Eagles, so maybe there's a bit of a plan, but so far so good for Bridley.
They'll play it smart here, the Eagles. They'll just see how the game goes along. Keeps going along 0-all. They'll probably just leave it that at the moment. Then the Eagles, the Rebels aren't getting a lot of people on. So there's no need to think about that.
That one hit the front of the plate. And ball 2, so 2-2 count. Evens it up for Carroll.
Good pitch to come back and to get ahead of the count again by Harper.
Thrown a lot of change-ups. Interesting.
I think having such a long break and coming back to training, you're just not used to seeing that off speed. So I think it's quite a smart tactic to be throwing that change up in the mix. Oh.
And
Close
once
pitch
again,
there.
for the 3rd inning in a row, a 2-out walk for the Rebels. So they're battling, they're not giving up, and they're not giving this game away. It's always tough to score against West Torrens. At their last 8 starts, they only gave up 3 runs against. And so very dynamic team in defense. But here's Shepard in foul territory. Nucky. Hard up against the fence. She takes a great catch, running with the flight of the ball. Didn't take her eye off, but obviously knew that the fence was there, leading team's replay.
I think just that last moment.
I wonder whether that was a hit and run call, because I wouldn't be going to the first pitch normally with the 2 out, runner at first, just biding the time, make this pitcher throw more. So it may have been a hit and run call.
Yeah, you're right, Lee. Sometimes being aggressive, it takes time. And it's in the right situation.
Well, it puts more pressure back on the pitcher, and then they're thinking, oh no, I can't walk this one too, and before you know where you are, you've got 2 people on base.
Well, Bridley has done 3 innings of work and 4 strikeouts and 3 walks. So not a bad return for the back half of this 2021-22 season, and we will see Jackie Beale lead things off for the Eagles in a moment to start off the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Other games today, Lee, Walkerville versus Sturt. I won't ask Maddie for a tip on that one. And we've got Hills Heat versus Port Adelaide.
Be interesting to see who pitches for Hills Heat. Is my replacing Georgia Hood. Is my interest in that game, James?
Well, we did see, is it Sasha Penglaze? She pitched a few games end of last year.
Yeah, they shared it amongst a few players, didn't they, when Georgia wasn't available? Beale attempts a running bunt.
Same sort of tactic, I think. Trying anything to get a runner on in this 3rd inning.
Qualified Pilates instructor, Jackie Beale.
Wow.
Those reformers are tough work, I tell you.
From experience.
Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Peterson.
Just sweeping with her arms then, wasn't she? It was just not an actual wrist movement. It was just a sweep.
Make that 4 strikeouts for Peterson now so far in the game. But she swings back around to the top of the order. Here's Amber Hood.
This could be the innings where the Eagles put on a run or 2, I think.
Yeah, normally the 3rd innings they ramp it up, so.
But Wiley Peterson, she's very cagey, isn't she?
Second time through the lineup. Always a good battle. We have seen the games blow out against the Rebel come 3rd and 4th time through the lineup. So I wonder if we'll see that pitching change, Lee, or if they'll stick with Jade, seeing as how good she's going so far.
Well, nothing's happened, has it, really, in the run columns? So I think they'll just keep going. Jade can go a fair way.
smashes it. Centre field, it's a line drive. Caitlyn Carroll has a tough time negotiating it. Spills out the glove, so Amber Hood aboard with a line drive to centre.
Well, the wind coming from centre field there stopped the ball. You see the ball drop then? And just was the one that beat her. She made quick ground to it, Caitlyn. Unsuccessful.
Talk us through that one, Maddie. They're tough to read, aren't they?
Oh, especially
Sometimes
that.
with a bit of a top spin.
Yeah, especially the line drive.
Yep.
That is really hard to sort of get behind. You have to really get on your bike as a centre fielder.
Stolen base attempt here from Hood. She dives in.
Very close.
Was close. There was a
Close
great
enough.
throw from Shepard. Wheatley took the ball off the bounce and
Smart throw from Courtney, wasn't it? Not throwing it in the air, into the wind, keeping it low.
leading team's replay. Let's see Kaiser show bunt to protect the runner.
She just gets her hand, just gets the hand in.
It was excellent sliding position on the outside of the base as well.
This ball lands in the outfield, it will be the first run, because she'll be going home, Amber.
Yeah, she will. Once the runner gets to second base, just puts them in such a good scoring position.
That was a good pitch. I don't know whether there was a mix up in signals then between coach and batter. But, yeah, high pitch.
I mean, not seeing too many runners on base.
Another strikeout for Peterson. This one looking, so that's the 5th strikeout of the game, 3rd strikeout looking. So the Eagles really need to protect that outside edge of the plate. There's coach Andrew Scott. What's going through his mind, Lee?
Plenty, I'd say.
Smashes it. Here's Hoyle. The infield's in shallow. Here's Caitlyn Carroll. Michaels nearly ran into her. Hood will score from second. Hoyle stands up at 2. And another RBI for the champ there, Sophie Hoyle. Big hitting player for the Eagles, leading team's replay.
Yeah, that's a tough catch. Normally, probably the centre fielder would take that one as they're in a better throwing position. But just got in between.
Yeah, 2 tough catches in the same innings. That hurts.
So it's 1-0 to West Torrens. Another look at the leading team's replay. She's got under it, didn't she?
Yep.
Hoyle, she turns one. There's the run crossing the plate. We'll get that scored. Corrected in a moment as Trzynski battles.
Yeah, pressure's on a little bit with the heart of West Torrens lineup coming through.
Need to get out of it now, the Rebels, don't they?
They do.
Sit Steph down if they can. And they can.
And they did.
Well, that is Peterson striking out the side. She doubles the strikeout column to 6 for the game.
But we've got to score 1 run. And that's not many.
Yeah.
No, but sometimes 1 is enough.
Enough, yep.
Yeah, break the deadlock. We were talking before the show, Lee. No draws on the table so far this season, whereas last couple of years we've seen them spread out throughout the whole competition. Draws coming here and there from top team to bottom team as well. So it just shows how close the competition is. And your point, Lee, was there was so many 1-run results throughout the season.
Yes. So it's been a very interesting season up to date, and I'm sure it's going to continue.
Again, if you missed, it is a very special day for Mel McGee. It is her 600th game. She is an absolute veteran for the Eagles and just an all-round amazing SA softballer. She was a All-American for Hawaii
Inducted into the Softball SA Hall of Fame on our 75th anniversary. Yep, so 600 games today. Mel McGee, she'll be joining us in the commentary for Pride Round next week. Wednesday night, it's Walkerville versus West Torrens, but then West Torrens Softball Club hosts Pride Round starting Friday night with the special doubleheader from Anembo Park. That's Mount Barker. That's the Hills Heat home ground. We'll see a curtain raiser game between the Macclesfield Redbacks versus the NFA Pirates in a men's A-grade game as the curtain raiser. Then the Hills Heat will host the Glenelg Rebels. Then on Saturday, we're back here at West Beach, and it's West Torrens versus Sturt in the big clash for Pride Round. And we're not done there. We'll close out the round. Here's Megan Wheatley, a running bunt. Bridley will do the fielding, but she's quick. It's the first hit of the ball game for the Rebels. It's an infield single, a running bunt. So obviously a change of tactics here for the Rebels. We saw one earlier from McGee. Safe bunt.
Yeah, I think smart move.
And quick running,
yeah.
wasn't it? She was quick up the line.
Yeah, for the Rebels, Megan is definitely quick around the diamond, so she's the one that you want on base.
Well, the thing, if Caitlyn's going bunt here, she doesn't need to be too fancy. Just get the ball in the play, let Megan run. We've seen how quick she is. Give her a chance. Don't get too fancy.
Here's Michaels.
That's it.
Another bunt attempt. Hoyle checks two, makes the play over to first, and Amber Hood will keep Wheatley at bay at second. So excellent bunt from Michaels. Let's look at the leading team's replay. Got the job done advancing the runner to second.
Yeah, that's a great sacrifice bunt to push the run around in a better scoring position. So let's hope the pitcher can
find a gap.
Yeah.
Goes first pitch. It's a line drive to Hood. She turns two.
Wow.
Wheatley thought she was in for a chance here to score as the ball went to the right side. It was a hard hit shot from Peterson. Let's look at the leading team's replay. She hit it well. Hood didn't have to move too far to her left to take a catch, and just out of the glove. Great transition. Fires it across to second for that double play.
I tell you what, when the luck's not with you, it's not with you, and that's unfortunate for the Rebels then.
Yeah, and I mean, softball's all about momentum, so this could be a big momentum shift for the Eagles, and it could just break it open, like you said, James, before. So unlucky though. I mean, you want to try to hit behind that runner, so it was perfect position, but sometimes luck's just not on your side.
Yeah, and I think it was tried very well by great attempt by Jade, but Amber wasn't in the normal second base fielding position then, which was interesting.
Well, I think Glenelg didn't do anything wrong there.
No,
they'd done everything right so far in that inning. They executed a couple of bunts really well, and then Peterson, just that ball was in the right place behind the runner who's on second to give him every opportunity, not only to get to third safely, but even a chance to score. But Hood probably closer.
Yeah, she was. She was.
So you were saying that she wasn't in the traditional second base
That's
position?
right. That's right. She wasn't in the, like where Laura's playing now. She wasn't in that position. She was probably just being in there in case the ball had to go to third.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes teams do that on purpose. They're working that outside. The pitcher's working the outside of the plate.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you kind of predict and you take a risk to predict the ball being on that right side.
Yeah,
of the
and
diamond,
if the ball goes the other side of it, Nelly scores.
Yes.
Megan. Nelly scores her.
Bottom of the fourth, it's a 2-0 count to Kelsey Nucky. West Torrens have to find an answer for Peterson here. They're halfway through the order for the second time, but only a couple of base runners so far.
Well, for the Rebels, there's got to be a tight innings here, doesn't it? 4 up, 3 down.
For sure, yeah. But, I mean, we've seen Jade has shut out most of West Torrens, so hopefully she can keep that going.
She just uses her brain, doesn't she, Jade? You can just about hear it ticking over from here.
Yeah, she never looks tired. She's
No.
a very consistent pitcher, and that's what you need with a young team behind you. So
Well, let's talk about the partnership with the catcher as well. Young catcher Courtney Shepard has just improved out of sight, having such a great experienced pitcher to catch to.
Yeah, I think that definitely helps.
Nucky gets under, it's in foul territory, and there is Shepard just out of reach as...
I didn't hear too many people calling then.
Yeah, Gemma Cochran was coming in for it as well, so just a little miscommunication for the Rebels.
I also wouldn't want to run with that gear on either.
No.
Don't know how you see out of it.
You've just
But
got
it was
to be
good
dominant.
effort.
Yep. Just be dominating with your voice, you know, even if you miss it.
Yeah.
At least we know who's going for it.
So Kelsey's got a second life.
And a full count.
It's a lovely pitch.
Change of pace, it just died as it crossed the plate. So strikeout number 7, lucky number 7 for Peterson. And you're about to head off, Maddie, in a few moments, of course, but to go warm up for your game against Walkerville Cats. And we'll have Anthony Weatherstone in to close out the game in the commentary. Borovnik pushes this out to the left side, but a good diving catch from Michaels out at left field. Let's have a look at the leading team's replay. Pulls that hard. And a great catch. You'd admire a catch like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is what they want, don't they, in this innings? 4 up, 3 out.
Danny Baskai to the plate. Popped up to the catcher, her first turn. Oh, I was just mentioning Anthony Weatherstone about to come in, but I didn't recognise. I thought that we had royalty or a rock star coming in. Check out those glasses that he's got. Absolutely sensational.
He's stolen those.
Some LMFAO vibes.
Lee doesn't know who that is.
I just laugh in unison. Team game here.
This guy calls that one no. I like that from a batter.
Tell you, when she bats, she looks a lot like Steph, doesn't she?
Yes.
To me. Facial expression as well.
Sits on that change-up. Wheatley just pops off the glove, then off the boot.
Yeah.
She has to chase it back down towards second base, so Baskai is aboard. There's 2 out, and we're up to the 8 hitter. Carly Allen has been a reliable player for the West Torrens Eagles, better part of a decade, maybe more.
Megan got to it quickly enough, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
It's a tricky one to handle, though.
And I think that was the first hitter we've seen actually wait on that change up and really drive it. Yep. So,
well, if things go according to the plan, Carly won't get on, and it'll be 4 up and 3 out.
We will see. Well, Carly's, like I said, is often a clutch hitter as well with some runners on. So
I've seen her hit Monica Perry, and I can't say that about a lot of people. For those that don't know who Monica Perry is, she was a terrific girl from the States. What a wonderful player she was.
She came here 3 times, Lee.
Yep.
We were lucky enough to have her as a Falcon and as a Stars representative.
Great shot from Carly Allen. She's come up with the goods yet again. With 2 out, advancing Baskai to second. There'll be a courtesy runner come on. Brody Borovnik will do the running duties.
Yeah, pressure's on.
Well, this is dangerous here for the Rebels with 9-hitter Jackie Beale coming up. They don't want to turn it round back to the top of the order. And Amber Hood, who's been seeing it pretty well today. 2 on and 2 out here in the bottom of the 4th.
She'll try and get the ball down, Jackie, so Jay's got to keep it up, see if they can buy a cheap out here to get out of the innings.
Yeah, you can't underestimate a lefty slapper. They do hit those annoying gaps. So sometimes they also come in perfectly in situations like this. Still ahead of the count, though.
Jay's got to sit her down here.
Low for a ball.
I don't think I'll be letting that go, though, myself.
You liked that one, Lee?
Well, 2 strikes on me. I'm not going down looking. And she has.
Well, she's done it again, Peterson. A 2 strikeout inning and a strikeout to end the inning.
With no further score.
With no further
Terrific.
score. So 8 strikeouts for Peterson over 4 innings.
Just a workhorse. Jade is.
1-0 ball game here after 4 complete. So we'll come around to the top of the 5th at 50-minute mark as well. So we're moving along pretty quickly. And great signs for the Rebels so far.
Yeah, interesting game.
But it's going to be tough from here because here comes the change from West Torrens. The designated player, Trzynski, comes in. There she is on screen. Just top of the tree when it comes to pitching stats. She's leading the league in ERA with a miserly 0.75 ERA, and the next closest is 1.8. So clearly on top of that, only given up 6 earned runs for the season, and she's got 85 strikeouts from 56 innings pitched. So just to give you a bit of an idea, Jade Peterson's thrown 81 innings prior to today for 113 strikeouts. Trzynski 56 innings for 85. Steph Trzynski throwing in about 11 strikeouts a game, Peterson about 10. So she's right up there with strikeouts, but she doesn't give up many hits.
No.
Trzynski, so you earn your runs when you can score them against her.
So the Eagles go down to 9 now. Harper Ridley coming out of the game. She did a very good job.
She
very
did.
Good job.
Yeah,
no
she
runs
did.
against her.
Let's give one more reminder about Pride Round next week. We're going to be bringing you 2 games Friday night. A men's game, curtain raiser, before the Hills Heat host a home game at Anembo Park in Mount Barker. They'll play against Glenelg. Saturday is Pride Round. West Torrens versus Sturt at 2 o'clock, and then at 4 o'clock we'll also broadcast the Walkerville versus Port Adelaide game. So 4 games of softball next weekend, but we can also see Wednesday night when Walkerville take on West Torrens.
Yeah, as Sturt, we're very excited to support and play West Torrens for Pride Round, and we've actually got some tops made for Pride Round as well, alongside West Torrens. So really excited to be
Hit by a
supporting.
pitch ball.
Yeah, Trzynski in and hits the first batter with the first pitch. So Gemma Cochran aboard. It's her second time on today. So Harper Ridley's 4 innings of work, pretty good for strikeouts.
Couldn't ask for much more.
Here's Laura Helbig. Shows bunt. Just flashed at it a little bit, was on the move before she made connection.
Different sort of pace here. Just got to wait for the ball to come to your hitting position and put the ball on the deck. Nothing fancy. This is Steph Trzynski you're batting against.
Yeah, she's a very elite pitcher, and she's, like James said, the stats speak for themselves, but she will throw it in there. You just have to wait and be strategic as a hitter.
Patience.
To pick your pitch and not to swing it to anything else. That one on the outside.
Yeah, low as well, so just catching the bottom of the zone, but that's Trzynski just fighting straight back after a hit by pitch, and she picks up a strikeout. Here's Sophie Walker.
Haven't seen too many players get after that first pitch.
No.
And I think with Steph, once she's got a few on you, she can really play with that ball. So
It's all years of experience. Young player, but She's got years of experience at the top level.
We see it from a lot of pitchers, don't we? They like to get on top early
Yep.
in the count, and then they can have some fun with you. Well, bat on ball from Walcott. She's going to take off for second on the overthrow, but the lead runner was forced out. That was Gemma Cochran. Now, I don't know if she knew what she could do as a base runner. She sort of held up a little bit and allowed Amber Hood to fire it across to shortstop for the first out. Then that throw just went wild, and Walcott was firstly safe, and then she got the extra base on the overthrow.
It didn't look to me as if Lana had any chance of getting her out.
No, I think just the excitement.
Yeah, the excitement. She got wound up, didn't she?
So no loss for the Rebels, still in the same position.
McGee around for the third time. Low for a ball, and Allen does well to stop that one from going to the fence. Well, we're in the top of the fifth inning, so you'd say that this is Glenelg's chance here, but there is 2 out with a runner in scoring position. And back to the top of the order, so if it's lights out here, there's still more time for another chance, but you know, maybe it'll be next inning is their last chance to put some runs on the board.
Steph loves this situation. Doesn't she?
She
Maddie?
does, yeah.
She just loves it. She's right on top. There's 2 out. There's a runner at second. To her, she's not interested in that runner at second. She just concentrates fully on this batter. And that's what makes her such a good pitcher.
Yes, you're not wrong, Lee. She's an absolute athlete.
Strikeout swinging, so Trzynski with 2 strikeouts on the inning shuts down the Rebels. Their threat runner got aboard from a hit by pitch, and then on an overthrow we saw Walker advance to second. So that'll do it for the 5th inning for the Rebels. There's still plenty of time. We're just about to hit the hour mark, so we might see all 7. But the Rebels still yet to put the run on the board. How much longer we got you for, Maddie?
About 5 minutes.
About 5 minutes. Beautiful. last chance to hear from Maddie Cameron. We'll hear from her and a couple of the stars of our competition join us on commentary throughout the season. Steph Trzynski, Lana Kayser spread out throughout the season when they're not playing, of course. So we really appreciate your time. It's great insight as well.
Yeah, it's really awesome to give back and to be able to commentate, and it's
And your first game back after what, 6-week break? How's the team shaping up, the Falcons? Has it been a bit of a quiet build up back into the second half of the season, or have you been at it training away for the last 4 or 5 weeks?
We've had a nice break, but we're ready to get back, and we've been back training now for the second half, which is really important for us. But yeah, no, it's been good.
So you've lost Poppy Carmen, is that correct? She's
We have, but we wish her all the best. She is heading over to college as well, which is awesome to see that now we can fly internationally. We're getting a few more of those juniors through, and we also have Millie Fidge, who has signed with Hawaii. So
but you've
yeah,
got her for the remainder of the season.
we do. So that's really awesome. But yeah, so happy for our young ones.
So we
following
saw Millie's signing, and with Georgia Hood and Poppy Carmen heading over now, we'll have 9 athletes in the US collegiate system.
Fantastic.
Out of
Yeah.
South Australia. So fantastic to see the skills that are developed in the home state. They go over and they and they become semi-professional almost as a collegiate athlete, and hopefully it can go on to some state representation and even national representation. So we wish all those players all the best of luck. And we see Amber Hood line drive one over to centre field. This one a little softer than the one she hit last time up to bat, and this one negotiated by Caitlyn Carroll at centre field.
Yeah, that first one was a bit of a laser beam by Amber Hood, if you missed that one. That one was a hard one to catch, but Caitlyn Carroll will be pretty pleased with that one.
Lana Kayser back up to bat and eager here.
Yeah,
Swings at a high one.
the Eagles batters, like a lot of really good batting teams, get frustrated with a pitcher like Jade, don't they?
Oh,
yeah, she
do.
frustrates. You can have a look at the frustrated look on some of the faces of these Eagles.
yes.
batters. It's there, and how come I couldn't make contact with that? You know.
No, I have heard, well, a lot of people have said that
Yep.
Jade is their nem, and they find her very difficult to hit.
I reckon she'd have a few of those throughout the competition.
In the dozens, I'd think.
Well, I mean, we've seen all game. She's such a great pitcher, so.
Yeah. Consistent.
Yeah.
It's the word.
You can see Walkerville warming up out there at right field. I reckon half their team played in the state championships over last weekend, so they might be in some good form early against you, Maddie.
Yeah.
Kayser pops this one up. Helbig takes a good catch in the end. She followed that. She had to negotiate the sun and took a bit of a chest mark more than anything there, but she made sure that she got into a good place to take the catch, and she didn't back away at all either. Sometimes you see those pop-ups to the right side and the player will back away if they've got to negotiate the sun. So good catch from Helbig.
Yeah, really committed on that one. So.
Good start for the Rebels. Got to continue it. Last time this girl batted, long ball.
Has the only RBI of the day. Pops this one up to Caitlyn Michaels, and in a 1-2-3 inning, the Rebels are still in this. It's a 1-0 ball game after 5 complete innings, and just like that, we're on the hour mark, and well, still got a tight game on our hands. Let's get some closing remarks from Maddie. Thanks so much, Maddie. Best of luck for you for your game against Walkerville today and for the back half of this season with the Falcons.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for being
Maddie.
here. Great day for softball and excited to get the second half rolling. So thanks, everyone. Hello to everyone at home.
There you go, Maddie Cameron, one of the absolute stars of the competition, joining us in commentary. She'll go and warm up for her game for the Sturt Falcons, and we'll make way for Anthony Weatherstone and Lee. Just so good that the players give up their time, isn't it? That they
Yeah, it certainly is. Just
as Maddie said, give back.
adds to the commentary.
Trzynski just going through her final warm-ups, but Coach Scott making some changes. Lee, did you pick them up? We'll get to those in just a moment. Caitlyn Carroll will lead things off for the Rebels here in the top of the 6th, and they're not out of it yet, the Rebels, but they do need to string a few hits together. Anthony, welcome back for 2022.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you, James. I'll tell you, the Melbourne, they've got the Special Ks, and here I am stuck between the Special Js. Okay?
The Special Js.
Oh,
I hope that J stands for junior in my case.
that's exactly where I was going with that.
Right,
So,
okay.
There's a couple of changes here. Mary Fuss has come into the game. And what else have we got here?
Out to right field. Jackie
yeah.
Bill come out,
Jackie Bill's come out.
or did she go to centre field?
9 to 8, 8 to 9.
There you go.
She's gone
So
to centre. Yeah,
Basque
that's it.
has come out of the game.
Yep.
Thanks for picking that one up, Lee. Special Ks, they were paying $3.50, I think, earlier in the week to win the final. Now they're on $1.18.
Against the other Australians.
be an interesting environment there tonight, I reckon.
Oh, yeah, it'll be loud.
Speaking of events, I didn't realise that the first round back after Christmas was the Change-Up Cup.
A lot of change-ups thrown
oh my
early,
God, it was crazy.
Well, we've seen Peterson. She's got 8 strikeouts in the game so
She's
far.
been good today. She's been very good.
As I was saying to Maddie before, when you come in to bat against her, you get so frustrated. You only have to have a look at the expression on the Eagles batters' faces. It's that, why can't I hit it?
Yeah.
When it looks like it's so simple.
Yeah, any time that you're getting Kaisler and Trzynski on standing strikeouts,
You're in good form.
you're
right? Good
travelling all
signs,
right
yeah.
for
Yeah.
first week back. So.
Yeah.
yeah. 1-0 game. But the pace, it just seems to have dropped away a little bit, doesn't it? Like there's been some quick innings, but you know there's been some time in between innings and time between pitches, and
This hitter, Caitlyn Carroll, is super quick. I'm surprised she hasn't tried a little running bunt here. Just push it away.
Well, they are both a bit deep.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Just don't rush at it.
gets a piece of this, but
Yeah.
Amber Hood will take her 4th catch of the game. She's been involved in the play a fair bit today. The bunt play she's covering first, and 4 catches. She's had a double play as well. Scored the only run of the game. She might be in the votes today, I reckon. Not that we give them.
No, but it's a spot that she's settled into beautifully, isn't it? And it allows you to have Carly Allen, excellent catcher, catching. I think this is West Torrens' best, well, certainly the best infield they can put on.
Yeah, I hadn't seen much of Amber before the season, and just super impressed. She is really
Shepard
really
with
good.
a great
What
shot
great
and a good
pickup.
effort at left field from Brodie Borovnik.
Got a half volley on it, didn't she?
Yeah, kept it in front of her, so
Yeah.
took the extra base out of it.
Her impressive season continues. Courtney Shepard, 1 out, 1 runner on. Megan Wheatley up to bat. 4-5 hitters for the Rebels. Is this their chance, guys?
Could be. Courtney's been on twice at 3 turns at bat today, so that's, you can't ask for anything more than that. She's batting in the 3 spot, she's catching, and like James has mentioned earlier, Anthony, that catching to a pitcher like Jade, she'd learn so much from her, just catching her.
Wheatley went short her last turn at bat. We're going to see that again. Might not be a bad idea. We see
Well,
first
they're only
base back a
chasing
little
one.
bit.
You know, they're not chasing 2 or 3.
And the Rebels might have a closer, just like West Torrens have done here with the pitching change.
Yep.
High for a ball. So Wheatley in a good spot here, a 3-1 count. Walk could be handy here, put a little bit of extra defensive pressure on the Eagles.
I'd bunt here because Steph will throw a strike for sure. And she did. And that was the one you could put but down.
Yeah. That's what the great pitchers can do,
Yeah,
though. They
yeah,
can execute when they need to.
And that's
be
what
able
you've got to
do
be
that.
thinking when you're batting, you
Absolutely.
know, and coaching, is what is she going to throw? She's going to throw a guts pitch. She did. You won't get a better pitch than that, Joe.
No. She went
Low
some
for
pitch.
a ball, great
Similar
turn
pitch
at bat
again.
from Wheatley,
Patient
and 2
turn,
runners
yeah.
aboard.
Just a little bit lower.
Well, this brings up Caitlyn Michaels, and we spoke about her just briefly before, Anthony, but I was impressed that you were actually able to catch up with her before the game. So we mentioned that her parents probably watching in Penrith.
Yes, so hello to the Michaels family from the Glenelg Rebels family. So
Took a good catch out at left field earlier.
had some
So
great wheels.
is it her opportunity now to get involved in the game offensively here with 2 runners on, only 1 out?
yeah, national state team player for New South in their junior ranks. So
Oh,
Yeah, they're pretty tough teams to get into, aren't they, the New South Wales state sides?
yeah,
See, this is where I'd go hit and run this pitch, because try and make something happen. Send the runners. Both of them have got leg speed, because Steph will come back with something you can make contact with here.
yeah, it's a good call. It's a brave call. It's a good call though.
Like that.
That would have definitely created
Yeah.
a play there.
Yeah.
So
And that's what I mean, you know, force something to happen. You're chasing 1 run. 2 quick runners on base.
Yeah.
You know, catches, get the ball, got to make a good throw.
Are you surprised the runners aren't getting bigger jumps?
Yeah, I am.
Well, she gets after this one. It's a pop up to the right side. Infield fly is called, but it's landed in front. They're going to leave it go foul?
It's called infield fly.
That was very interesting defensively from the Eagles, but they wanted to protect that catch, that infield fly call, as it looked to have rolled foul because it only would have been out if it was fair.
Yeah, and Caitlyn, the lead runner there, she's gone back. So
Why'd you go back? I would have just gone on, straight on.
Well, very interesting. Now 2 outs for the Rebels. This is Jade Peterson back up to bat.
Well, she can get a hit now and again, Jade, can't she?
Yeah, I think
this would be the ideal time.
The difficult thing with that last at bat was just probably the player coming in from interstate.
Yeah.
New team, new setup. It would be difficult to be sort of placed in
Yeah,
sort of those
fine.
positions. But I mean, that being said, sometimes if you take the thought process away and just get them to act on the skill.
Yeah.
Here's another look on the leading team's
Yep.
replay. First and second, backed out of that. Watch it land in, but 3 meters in front of Hood. Now she has to hustle to leave it into fair territory.
And then they, oh, geez.
But neither of the
close
runners
to the
did
line.
anything. Neither of the runners did anything.
Smashes it. Peterson to left field. Borovnik
Oh, wow.
comes up with the throw to home. Courtesy runner Caitlyn Carroll was in trouble. It was a great throw from Borovnik from left field. The ball went out like a rocket. Here's the leading team's replay. Watch Caitlyn Carroll turn for home, and she's caught short from a great throw from Borovnik and a good tag from Allen.
That's great softball. I mean, like, she's had to make that throw spot on, and that's the challenge. You know, when you're sending a runner from third base, you know, you're asking the defense to pick up the ball cleanly, come up, make an excellent throw, and then you're asking the catcher to do the same on her end. So that's great play by West Torrens. But at the same stage, I'm sort of pretty happy with the aggressiveness that Glenelg is showing. They're 1-0 down. It's, you know, sometimes you've got to just take a chance.
May I suggest on that hit and run play, which I call for, that runner, or even on the infield fly, that runner would have been at third, would have scored then easy. Tied ball game
Borovnik,
against the top team.
Let's
Yeah,
give
absolutely.
credit where it's due. She's come up with a
terrific,
fantastic
yeah.
throw.
Carly set up for that really well too. So.
The throw was going to be spot on, and she was out by 2 or 3 at least steps.
Well, the Eagles deny the Rebels in the top of the 6th, so they get second chance to bat. The Eagles, and they're up to their 4-hitter and Steph Trzynski. So a couple of strikeouts to start the game, but now that she's involved a little bit more with the pitching, do you think that might help her batting?
She'll get a hard shot here. You won't keep her down
I was about to
3
say,
times.
yeah, the best players don't normally get kept down like that. So.
No.
If we get a chance, we'll mention next weekend. As she hits this hard on the right side.
a
Great
good
pick
play.
up from McGee at first on the backhand side. Rob Trzynski of a hit.
She did. That's a great field by Brie McGee, though. As I said, backhand, blindside. So that's an important out too for the Rebels in the scope of the game now, because if Trzynski gets on at this particular time with what's following her, Rebels will want to make this quick and get another shot.
Eagles lineup just goes 1 through 9,
Yeah.
so it's always tough to come up against them. But G. Peterson's done so well. We're 3rd time through the lineup here, and in the 6th inning, Kelsey Nucky now up to bat. Well, gets her hands to that. It was high, so it gets under it and pops up to Caitlyn Carroll out at centre field for
Gee,
out
they've
number
played
2.
so well today, the Rebels, haven't they?
Yeah, I think if anything, just in watching the game so far today, they've just been that 1% off in just a couple of little plays, which if they had fallen their way would have created more pressure. But
that's right. Yeah.
if that shows the gap between 1st and 6th in the Premier League, then things are good.
Yep.
Change up from Peterson.
It's just when you don't get many opportunities, you've got to
Absolutely
take
take
make
them.
something happen.
Correct. Yeah.
Borovnik swing and a foul. She's got a little bit of momentum after that great play, so she'll have her tail up here, Borovnik.
And had a good piece of the ball the last turn at bat, Brody. Took a good catch the beater from Caitlyn Michaels. She's been impressive, Caitlyn, out there at left field.
Yeah. As James was saying, if you're getting into New South Wales state teams, you'd think that
you can play.
You can play.
Yeah.
So.
You'll no doubt see her pitch throughout the season at some stage.
Yeah, I watched a bit of her warm-up, and definitely you can see those New South Wales traits in, and yeah, she definitely had some zip on the ball and a bit of movement there as well, so that'll be exciting.
Swing and a miss for Peterson. That's the third out. You're done, girls. That's the end of the 6th inning. 9 strikeouts for Peterson. She's retired the last 7. And, you know, they'll go in for one last opportunity to score that run. West Torrens 3 outs away from winning this game.
Yeah, I remember watching the start of the game and just maybe like the first couple of batters, which I think both got on by walks, which was a bit unusual for somebody like Jade. I know at least the leadoff did. And it's just like if they wanted to have that first couple of minutes again, because since then she's been reasonably dominant against, arguably along with Sturt, probably one of the best hitting sides in the comp. So, yeah, so this is definitely the deep part of Glenelg's lineup. So we're going to have to dig deep up against the best pitcher.
There's the Falcons going through their warm-up prior to the game, having a good look at their opposition. They're tied with points with West Torrens at the moment on the ladder, so they don't want to slip away. Their game's against Walkerville in a moment, but next week it will be West Torrens versus Sturt for Pride round. Mel McGee, you had the pleasure of coaching her through, what, 6 premierships?
In my time, I was there I coached her in the 5 premierships, but she went on the year after and won another one as well, and multiple Cathcart medals.
Sophie Walker Hall of Fame, yeah.
And she should be game 600 today.
Game 600.
Started in 1992 and under 16s with me.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So that's a while ago. She's a terrific person. Oh. Forget about all the softball stuff.
Yeah.
Just judge the person.
I sent her a message earlier today, just saying if there is a benchmark for the ultimate club person and the ultimate competitor, and she's it. So good luck to her today, and congrats on what is a remarkable achievement. I mean, I'm sure she's been involved in 600 more other games. You know, had time over at the University of Hawaii as well.
Playing for Australia, playing for South Australia.
Yeah.
University of Hawaii.
And a great leader. She just inspired those around her. Just couldn't have been more honoured to have had some small time with her.
Exactly. Got to be patient here these first 2 batters.
Absolutely. Yep.
Just make Steph throw more pitches than she wants to.
Well, this is it for the Rebels. It's now or it's never, as we're in the top of the 7th. They've threatened the last couple of innings. They've had base runners on, believe it or not, every inning. And they've just failed to convert so far, the Rebels, but they have threatened.
Yeah. I mean, listening to you guys earlier from the broadcast, just like from where they've started at the start of the season to where they are now, the development in that short period of time has been amazing.
Yeah.
Like just leading off into Christmas with that last win just before the Christmas break, and I watched the Glenelg West Torrens game from December 8th, and even that, you know, the jump in improvements really positive signs for the Rebels, so definitely all heading in the right direction. I mean, they got blown out in their first 2 games.
This is a very good turn at bat here from the leader, Gemma.
Yep.
Getting her money's worth.
Krasinski deals and gets a strikeout, so Cochrane, who looked pretty good up there, but she's just been beaten perhaps by a better player on the day there in Trzynski, quality player, excellent pitcher, and she's got herself another strikeout.
Yeah, it's an amazing, just the great execution of skills at the time, and But as Lee said, that was a really good at-bat right up until that point. So they've got to start again. They've got to keep chancing their arm.
Down to their final 2 outs here, Glenelg. They got this 8 and 9 hitters. Laura Helbig, Sophie Walker's on deck.
See, with a pitcher like Steph, the infield, they come in and just encourage her. They don't need to give her any advice at all. She's such a good pitcher.
He cut at that one.
Yeah, it's a great mix of pitchers. She's got everything in the bag in that regard. So when you've got those weapons, and Carly Allen's, you know, exploiting all of them. That's the great thing in a
We
a
mentioned
partnership.
this earlier on about the beauty about Amber Hood taking the second base because Carly Allen's an excellent catcher.
Yeah.
So now you've got 2 pluses.
Yeah.
Strikeout looking for the first batter of the inning. Strikeout looking for the second batter of the inning, and brings up Sophie Walker. It's her 3rd plate appearance of the game. Down to their last out, Glenelg. Low for a ball, and
I've always said this, Anthony. If you're umpiring, if you're plate umpiring, just listen to what the third base or the infielders call out pitch, because it's always a ball.
Yeah.
It's always a ball. I haven't seen one yet that hasn't been.
There's been a lot of leaving it to blue though today,
Yeah.
and there's been a lot of standing strikeouts, which not even just from, I suppose, some of the players that we wouldn't sort of think that have, like the one that got Steph earlier,
Yep.
And Lana got one as well. I mean,
pop up, caught by Carly Allen, and that will end the game. It's no disgrace to Glenelg. 1-0 ball game in favour of the top of the table West Torrens Eagles. And closing out very well was Steph Trzynski in a professional performance as the closer. She did give up 2 hits in her second inning of work and 1 hit by pitch, but other than that, just another dominant performance from the circle from West Torrens. Harper Bridley started that game, so full credit to her. And the only run came from a drop catch to the outfield. So the game was tighter than it looks, even though it's 1-0. So well done to both sides. Let's get some closing comments from our commentators, our experts, Lee Hull and Anthony Weatherstone, and also talk us through who might be your player of the game.
yeah, I mean, you pretty much said it all there, James. I mean, it was a lot. It was a really close game. Obviously, the score reflects that, but I think in both camps for West Torrens, they've got a couple of games up their sleeve over some of the other teams in the comp between Sturt and Port behind them. So to come back after Christmas, after the break, just to get a win, just to start rebuilding some momentum. And as Lee said, they've got some depth in the way that they can transition some of their players. The starting pitcher again was very good, and then to have Steph come in and close. But positive signs for Glenelg. Again, they could have come back after Christmas and had to have restarted again, but they've just kept a little bit of that December momentum, and hopefully they can follow that through for the end of the year. But a good game.
Yeah, and I think it was a terrific game to call, to be involved with 1-0, and that's why I think Jade Peterson was the best player, in my opinion, today, because to keep a side like West Torrens down in all those innings to 1 run, and it was not a fluky run they got, but they got 1 run. Also, I was impressed with Caitlyn Michaels, the first time I've seen her out in the field, apart from the day she pitched. And also, I think Courtney Shepard just keeps improving. On the West Torrens side, well, Sophie Hall, long ball she hit. Danny and Carly both got a safe hit. I think Jade was the best player out there today.
Yeah, Hoyle with the RBI. I think all-round game. Amber Hood offensively and defensively. 8 plays in the field, including a double play. She was the only run of the ball game, and she was on base 2 out of 3 times. You're right, Lee, 9 strikeouts for Jade Peterson. Well, that just about wraps it up for today. A 1-0 ball game in favour of the West Torrens Eagles. But I do have to say we're back Wednesday night as well. So it'll be Walkerville versus West Torrens, but a massive round coming up next weekend starting Friday night. It's a Hills home double header. It's a men's game will be the curtain raiser, and we'll see Macclesfield versus the Pirates in that game, and then the Hills Heat will host Glenelg Rebels. And on Saturday it's a Pride Round double header. Mel McGee will be our special guest commentator for Pride Round. This is her initiative. It's her brainchild, this event, and it was very successful last year. So you'll see the place adorned in rainbow colours as well. We heard Maddie Cameron say that Sturt's got their Pride Round shirt. We know Hills Heat's got one as well. So
Glenelg's also got theirs.
Terrific. Great to hear all clubs supporting the round. And then we close it off at 4 p.m. Walkerville versus Port Adelaide. So you'll see every Premier League team played next weekend. That'll wrap it up here. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you very much to Maddie Cameron for her time. Thank you to producer Brandon and his offsider today. Well done to the Spacequake Sports crew. They've got a big day today calling the baseball. So that's it for us. West Torrens Eagles 1-0 winners.
Good afternoon, everyone.